Hello and welcome. My name's Brendan, the developer for Bloobs Adventure Idle, and we're on DevLog 13 already with a brand new skill 6 days later. So let's jump into the game and have a look at the Foraging skill. This update also includes the brand new tool system, so anyone that has any old tools, I recommend to go to the shop, purchase some bronze tools, click equip, and what it will do is move your current tools into your inventory. Now currently this system you can remove tools and add them back in at free will, where before you couldn't, and it was causing a lot of issues across the game. So let's have a look at the foraging skill. So if we look at the UI, we show a lot of information. We can look at the tools that we can make and what they do for their progress. We can look at the berry bushes that we want to go and farm. We can click these like any other interaction across the game, and I've just noticed that that's not white. And we have a lot of mushrooms that we can also forage, and we also get worms as another resource where we're also doing it, and we passively get stones and sticks. We can also start farming herbs if we like, and we can also harvest cotton. And then here we have multiple. Now this is a new system in the game. When we harvest, when we forage any of these resources, when we get to certain levels, we can then start foraging more items per forage. So let's go and have a look in the smithing building and have a look at the new tools. Now these new tools are a lens, so we pop over here, we can have a look at the UI, which has all been updated. It now uses preserve aspect on all the images. So now they're actually true and they're not stretched, and they just look a lot better. So we'll look across here, we can see we got all these different recipes. So we want to go here, you can see what the recipe is, we can see it requires bronze bar and 10 molten glass, and it'll tell us what the output item is. There we go, so that's started. And now the item is smith. If we wanted to, we could use this. Now let's say we had this in our inventory, and now we have the iron one also equipped. The tool system will use the best tool that you have, no matter where it is. So as you can see, we can now place that there. And if we take a look here at the cotton, we can see that it's giving 4 like it should do. There is some little issues of certain areas of where the blue stands, that the layer of the actual cotton bush, so if you look here, the actual cotton bush is not actually appearing over the blue at this point. So I need to look into certain ones. Certain areas are doing that and certain areas aren't. So let's carry on exploring. So you can see we can do some cotton bushes. So if we went over to the spawn, and we would start the skill by starting on the blueberry bushes. Now, before these were bugged, and these were a test as I wanted to include foraging in the future anyway, and these were a problem. So I've made sure that the foraging skill is actually here and is in the game. Now, a lot of these resources are going to be used later on in skills like herbology. The berries will be used across cooking, and it will be used for tracking. You'll be using certain berries to attract certain animals and prey into your traps. So if we go over here now, we can look at the sun trap. And what we can do, we click on it and we can start harvesting. Like say, you can have that little bug here and now, it's happening. So I'll figure that out. And you can see there what's happened is after it's been harvested, what it does is there's a different sprite. And so basically it says when you're harvested and your health drops to 0, display when your health drops to 0, display the other sprite that's on you. So most of the time they're called Sun Snap Dep, which basically means depleted. So you can see it's now depleted and does that. So if we go down onto Farion, so let's click on the waypoints and get on to Farion Isle, we can see we have a lot more things down here too. So we can see that we've got some Thornfoots, and if we look over down onto the left hand side, we've got some whiteberry bushes as well. These are existing across the world now. I feel like the placement is good while I'm expanding the area. So you can see here, we look over here, sorry, wrong area. If we look over here, we have some Twilight Orchard Shrooms. You can see we can start harvesting. The same little thing here is happening, so I need to look into this. I think I just need to make the collider slightly bigger, and that should solve the issue. And you can see here, when this mushroom gets harvested, it'll actually look like they've been picked from the ground. So I thought that was a nice little touch to add into the game. There are several different things I've done across the game which you really can't see because I'm not an engine. Well, I'm not an engine, I'm doing this on web. But any lights like this across the game. So certain lights that were in dungeons now basically turn off when you're over here. So it's basically done by a distance. It says, am I 25th away from a light? If so, turn that light on. If I'm within that distance, turn the light off. If I'm within the distance, turn the light on. Okay, so if we go down here, we've got a nice little Stone Age type of detail going on. This is for future content. So that's just a little sneak peek of something that's coming. So we put down here, you can see this area is actually starting to fill up, and there's a lot of things that we can actually do around this area as well. So we've got some more bushes that we can actually do. We've got some more herbs, and down here we have some more mushrooms as well. We'll zoom in. Now I made the art for these, so it might not be perfect, but I'm pretty happy with them. They might need to be a little bit bigger, but I'm happy with them for now. Okay, so now we're back at home. There's another thing that I've added to the game. If we just press Shift+P, it will disable the UI, so now we can take a nice screenshot. So you zoom out and you go, ooh, I like this area. I want to take a screenshot. You can send that to me in Discord, and then I can use it for the Steam page, which is also now live. So you're watching this video and you aren't wishlisted already, go and click that and show your support for Bloobs Adventure Idle. Okay, so we can press Shift+P and get it back on again. The next thing I've actually added, now this was a feature before, so if we press here and it goes to home, all we need to do is wait about 10 seconds, just making sure that this is actually saved, and it'll pause for a second. We've paused, and then we're back to the main menu. Now you can click on here, and what it'll do is it'll take you straight to the Steam page. There's also been quite a lot of fixes across the game, mainly preserve aspect. So the inventory icons are now slightly different, so they fit better within the game. I think I've just noticed something there. So they fit better within the game now. All this UI is actually using preserve aspect across all the images. Go into cooking. All these images here are now using preserve aspect. If we go over to what I call the bow making building, this is also using preserve aspect, and you can probably see on the screen that there's actually a cursor. This is a custom cursor I've just put in. I'm going to make this, what I want to do is have this, so say you're hovering over a chest, a hand icon will pop up, so it actually tells you, it's just more of a visual indication that you can do something else. Okay, so another thing that happened is I removed all the water in the game. Now it doesn't look like the water's actually gone. So if we go over here, you can't see, but what happens is I place 2 tiles here like this. Any tile that's in here is not actually there, it's actually just black. Now before, because I'm a newbie dev and I didn't know, all the world was actually placed on these water tiles. Now that gave me a very, very big scene file, which I didn't need. And now I've built a system. So if we go into a dungeon, now anyone on the current build will know that when you go into a dungeon, your world will go blue inside that dungeon. So we need to go down to a dungeon quickly. So we come down here and we go into the Hobgoblin Mine. Some more bushes there too. So go into the Hobgoblin Mine, you can see it's black. Now in the current build, that's blue because I set the world color to blue. Now how I've done this is basically when I teleport, I basically tell the minimap and the main camera to put their solid color to black. And then when I teleport back, I change it back to blue. And I also save this at the same time. So if you were in the dungeon and I didn't save it, the dungeon when you load it back up would be blue. So that took a little bit of time to get right. And the same with the tool testing. Tool testing took me a good day. So yeah, that is for this update. So 6 days, brand new skill, and I'm going to keep churning out the content like usual. Also, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. You know what to do. If you want to go support the game, wishlist it on Steam. If you want to support me, there's loads of links down there in the description. And I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next one.